So come on back, girl, and finish what you started.
That'll work.
The number you have dialed is not in service.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Social. I am your humble correspondent, Bobby Randall, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Dangerous Dave Hawkes is here this morning, as every morning. Fast Eddie back there, always here and excited to be here, and producer Captain Kurt. And the new theme back that you all hear coming in there is, of course, the Orange Blossom Opry Band playing. And it's kind of fun. So welcome to the show. A lot of folks here. The boss here, late again, always as normal. But when you're the boss, you can be late, I reckon. So a lot of folks in the auditorium. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Lots of folks here. All right. Well, coming off another crazy weekend last weekend, Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
What did we do Thursday? We had that. Did we do class? I can't ever remember.
Classic country.
Classic country
this Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, Classic Country last Thursday. That was kind of fun. Boy, those shows are doing good. They're right up next, close to selling out. You know, so get a few more people here. We might be onto something.
You know, 3 weeks ago, Emma did a really, really good job singing with us. But Melissa's my favorite. I love playing with Melissa.
Melissa did a good job.
Melissa Lashway came and sang with us, and she's so good.
Yeah, Melissa's definitely a connoisseur of Connie Smith, because she sure got all those Connie Smith licks down.
Yes,
and she's awesome. Yep, and then Friday was another Friday Night Live that was kind of fun. They're all fun. Sold out again, awesome. And then Saturday was End of the Innocents, and it was good to see those fellas. I guess they were pretty cool. They did a lot of different varieties of music. Some of their songs, I thought they did better than others. I thought the highlight for me was when Steve sang Desperado. He sang it really, really good.
All those guys were super talented. I mean, you know, they all played multiple instruments and everything. But their drummer was laying it down, boy. He was hitting that snare.
Yeah.
He comes back at the end of the show, because I stayed for the whole show.
Yeah.
He comes back there. He had this huge blister on his hand.
Oh, man.
He goes, I probably ought to do something about that.
Yeah, I suppose.
He was hammering it, man. He was doing a real good job.
All right. Well, they were awesome. And then moving on to this week. So I don't know what happened this morning, but I guess there was some kind of glitch in the website or something if you folks are trying to buy tickets. But as I understand, it's now all back up and fixed, because I don't mess with that. I have no idea. I just got the email that there were some people that were disgruntled, and now it's all fine and dandy.
But that's relevant, because today is the day that all the tickets go on sale for the shows after our break.
Well, what a perfect day for the website to go to hell, right? Yeah,
everybody. There were so many people trying to buy tickets, they crashed it.
Oh, is that it? There you go.
I don't know.
Like the stock market. Well, I think it's up and running now, and And tickets are on sale for our new show that starts on Thursday now. That is Laura Kay. I couldn't get her name out. There it is. Featuring Laura Kay, starting on when we come back in August, and we're pretty excited about that. Everybody's excited about that. You excited, Eddie, about anything?
Yeah, man, I was. My scientist brain's already thinking how I'm going to do this. I got to get with Laura. We got to come up with some wild stuff. Did Roger leave? Roger left, didn't he? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you mean, with your lights?
Yeah, of course. My brain's already thinking, let's do something big with this.
And weren't we talking about using that bumper song for a theme song for
Yeah.
the Thursday night show?
Maybe we'll play that bumper song for our Thursday night theme show. We'll just play it live. Except I'll have to play something. That was me being a smart aleck at the end. But we're all excited about that show that'll be on Thursday nights. And there was something I was going to say, and I lost it somewhere in there. But everybody likes Laura Kay, and it's going to be a great show. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. This Thursday, it's advertising featuring 12 outstanding female performers covering the hits from yesterday. And all of this has ended up in my lap. And just to tell you straightforward, I couldn't find 12 outstanding female performers. So,
Well, one of them's sick.
well, one's sick, one canceled, two canceled. One, her phone's disconnected, so I can't get a hold of her. So it may be not 12 people, but
So the truth is, you really can only count to 8.
well, that's the truth. No, man, I couldn't get anybody. Neil had all that stuff. That was his baby, and now it kind of landed in my lap, and for a while. And so it'll be great, though. It'll be a great show because the people that we do have sing real good.
Are all awesome.
And yeah, we'll do all of that stuff. So the Women of Country Music Showcase, that's this Thursday, right?
It is this Thursday, day after tomorrow.
Yeah, what's today, Tuesday?
Yep.
All right. Did you enjoy your day off? You said you drove 100 and some miles to find a pair of steps that didn't fit.
Yeah. It's Sunday. We had a great. Actually, my friend Lou and his wife were here, and we went over there to a barbecue, and Keith and myself, and they had
I
another
saw
friend.
you all playing music on Facebook.
Lou's buddy Travis, who's now my buddy now.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Incredible fiddle player, plays great mandolin. We just sat around, picking and had some great food.
Yeah.
And then I had a boo-boo the other day with my RV. I had to go get my new tags for my RV. And if anybody owns an RV, they know that you have to have like your engine power, and then you have to have your chassis power. Well, my chassis power was the batteries had died.
What's chassis power? mean?
That's like the inside
lights
lights,
and all
the
that.
refrigerator, and all that stuff.
2 motors?
Yeah, technically, but one is electric.
Didn't know that. Okay.
And my batteries were dead, so the steps on the side that they retract.
Yeah.
They were stuck out. And
I already see this is not going to be good.
yeah, well, shoot, I'm a professional driver. I got my Class A license. I figure I got this covered. So we go and we get it done, and we're in the turn lane to go home. We're already done, got the new tags and everything. Well, of course, this is in the villages,
Right?
So,
So you hit a golf cart?
well, no, there was this guy in this car,
Yeah,
and
the
he
pedestrian shouldn't have been walking there.
He was right on the line. I mean, literally, his door frame, his door handle was sticking in my lane. Well, I got up next to the curb, and I was trying to get by him, and my steps caught his wheel
Uh-oh.
and bent the crap out of all my steps.
But didn't
Didn't hurt his car. No, I
None.
mean, it hit the tire. It didn't even hit the car. But so Sunday, like I said, we went to this great barbecue, and we had to leave early because I had made arrangements to go meet this person because I found a set of steps on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we drive like way the heck out there. I mean, that's out in the middle of the boondocks. And I get there, and they're 3 inches too wide.
Oh, no.
Drove all that way for nothing.
Well, so now you don't have steps on your...
Well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get the old Mexican ingenuity going.
Yeah.
And get
Put it
my-
up on blocks?
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to take my propane torch.
Oh.
And I'm going to take it loose, and I'm going to We'll heat it up and see if I can bend it back in place with a
Yeah,
with a
what could go
5-pound
wrong
hammer.
with that? You know,
Dave.
propane torch
I'm
by
gonna
the
take
gas
it-
tank. Yeah, nothing.
Take it off the vehicle
Yeah, I was
first.
gonna say, what could go wrong there? I don't see anything that could go wrong there.
Uh-oh, what you got, Kurt?
Charlene says, I told you so.
Oh, your wife. Your wife's
There
listening.
you go.
So your wife must have been. Who was driving? You were behind the wheel,
I
but
was
she
behind
was
the
driving.
wheel.
You were behind
Yeah,
the wheel,
well-
but she was driving.
Well,
That's
pretty
what,
much.
That's what I always say.
Oh, no. If she was driving, we wouldn't have even left the house because she was like, you can't drive down the road with the steps sticking out. I was like, don't worry about it.
I got this. All right.
You're not going to live that one down.
Not anytime soon.
All right. Well, as always, folks, at the Orange Blossom Social here on Facebook, if you're watching or wherever you're watching, we take questions. And if you have any questions, simply raise your hand. And Mike, who's around here somewhere, right over there.
Speaking real quick, speaking to our online viewers,
Yes.
don't forget that these new tickets that just went on sale are also available on our new app, the Orange Blossom Opry app, that's available to download for free.
If you have the Orange Blossom Opry app, you won't have to. Well, you would have to worry about the website because is that bypass or does that work?
I don't know how it's connected, but I know you can buy the tickets right there off the app.
But it's fixed anyway, right?
I haven't had to buy any tickets lately, so.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. Anyway, so coming up this weekend, everybody, is our old buddy George Trillinger, and he's got a show.
We tried to get him in today.
Yeah, I tried to call him. He's somewhere. I don't know where he is, but
I think he's in Vegas today.
he won't be home until tomorrow. He said. So I tried to get him in here to do something. Maybe he'll stop by. Well, there's no reason to stop by Friday because he'll be here Saturday. But he does Mick Jagger, he does Hank Sr., and the best Buddy Holly, and I think his buddy Tim's coming with him, and that means they'll be doing the Blues Brothers. You got your Blues Brothers leg?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's going to be happening on Saturday, and what a great show that is. And we have Thursday, the Women of Country Music, and then another Friday Night Live. That, you know what, I looked, there might be a couple of tickets left for Friday Night Live. I hope we're not losing our mojo.
steam.
Yeah, our mojo. I'll have to look here. But it looks like it's pretty close to sold out. Yeah, there's a few tickets, but I'm talking 5 or so. A few. I like every seat full. That's the way we like it. So that's happening this weekend. Eddie, you got anything up there fun today? What do you got up there?
This is, but you know, Memorial Day coming up. We got Daryl Worley up there. This is a bunch of stuff that Daryl Worley did in some CDs that he signed. I don't think he did any vinyl. But yeah, pretty cool. Daryl Worley, he's great guy. He's tall like you, right? Isn't he?
When he first came to town, I don't even know, through songwriting, we ran into each other and kind of got to be buddies. And we used to talk about pants because he wears the same length pants. And if anybody know what stacking is with jeans, you know, you would. Yeah, of course you would know. But stacking means that you get your jeans long enough that when they hit the ground, they stack. So they got a couple wrinkles going up into them. Neil McCoy is the king of stackers because you have to have your jeans got to be starched, and then they got to be pushed up like that.
He's
and
wearing a 42 length inseam to make that happen.
And that's right. It was 40 inseam. Yeah, and it was hard to find. We couldn't find them. And I said, you know, where you find your pants? Well, now we both kind of quit stacking. Going to a question online. Come on. Good morning.
Nancy Wallace on YouTube.
Hi,
Question,
Nancy.
Can Bobby play his guitar with a pick and not the fake nails on his right hand?
He can.
I can, but, you know, can you drive a car blindfolded? Sure. Well, you know, I can hold a guitar pick and play a regular, you know, like that, like most people do, but I play rhythm with my fingernails. And
Now, I've seen videos, older videos. You used to play with a flat
I played
pick.
with a pick before, yep, in the
Yeah.
old Sawyer Brown days because I played electric guitar and we played more rock stuff. And the rock stuff kind of lends itself more to that style of playing. And then
You can just hit it harder.
well, yeah, you know, that's kind of, you know, like you and Keith both play like that. But then I started playing all this acoustic guitar, and so I started playing all that. Then I did a bunch of solo stuff, and I just adapted to it. And then now I just, you know, Dave plays most of the guitar. Once in a while I get up there and crowd my way into getting to play, but I don't play much, you know, lead guitar anymore. Davey plays so well, there's no reason for me to do it. So
Well, it's fun when we do our twin stuff.
yeah, we do some twin stuff and still get out there and get after it. But The answer is yes, but it's much easier for me to play like this. You know, if I'm going to play the acoustic guitar, I'm going to go for that thumb pick.
And see, being left-handed, it was almost impossible to find left-handed thumb picks.
Yeah, they I don't know.
So I never learned to play with my thumb. I still don't finger pick very well.
So a lot of guys pick like with this thumb and finger and then use these two fingers. Johnny Hyland, who's an unbelievable guitar player, he's got fake fingernails. And all those cats have fake fingernails, man. I'm not the only guy. Ricky Skaggs has them. Brent Mason has them. Johnny Hyland has them. Tons of guys play. Any of those jazz guys or any of that guys, they all wear fake fingernails unless they have strong nails, you know, that get out there. But
See, I could never get the hang of that, so I just play with the meat of my finger.
Yeah, well, some do. Anyway, but good question.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you. The answer is yes, I can, but I don't often. Once in a while, we played this last recording session. We played recording. The song kind of led itself to that. I always have a pick somewhere close by. I can't remember. What was her name? Chloe?
Chloe Grace, yeah.
And I played a straight pick on that. Just grabbed it for that. So anyway, thanks for the question. Any other questions, just raise your hand. There's a question over there, and Mike will show up. Mike's put a lot of pressure on me, Dave. I got to tell you, my buddy Mike, who's my friend, has put the pressure on me. We'll do the question first, then we'll hammer on him. Yes, sir. Good morning. Your name and where you're from?
My name's Len, and originally from Michigan, but now a villager.
Hey, where in Michigan?
Suburban Detroit.
Oh man. Okay.
So you have amassed such great talent up there. I'm just curious how you got all of these people to come here, because before I came to Florida, I didn't know about Weirsdale.
Well, I didn't either. Until I never had any idea any of this is going on. But what happened was, I guess to make a long story short, Roger and I, when I came here, this was kind of a whole different place. And it didn't look like this, staged. None of this looked like this. It was okay. I'm not saying anything was wrong with it. It was just different. It was kind of a country, kind of mom and pop's place. And I don't know much about it before I got here, but I'm fixing to find out because somebody just gave me a book on the Orange Blossom Opry, on saving the Opry. So hopefully I'll be able to speak more educated on it after I read this book. But it was okay, you know, and there'd be a couple hundred people here. And so in talking to Roger, and I came as a sub for Dougie, because Dougie was out, so I came and played steel guitar. When Dougie came back, I was going to go back to Nashville, and the Roger asked me to stick around, so I played fiddle. There was somebody else here, a guy and a gal that worked here. And so one thing led to another, and Roger was just talking, you know, about some things that he could foresee. And I saw tons of potential in this place. I went, holy mackerel, this thing's a diamond in the rough. And I guess when it got down to it, in the villages, everybody knows the villages are right out our back door. And there's lots of talent there. And you can see lots of things there for free. Lots of shows there for free. They're outside all day long playing for free. And my point was, well, you better put something in here that nobody else has, because they can go over the villages and watch everything for nothing. So that began the quest of putting together the new band. And it took me a while. You know, we got close a couple different times. It's hard to get people to move here. No offense against Weirsdale, but it's not the entertainment capital of the world here. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, the only thing going on here is, you know, I don't know what, people sit and watch the traffic light turn colors, but you got to move to Florida. You have to move here, you know, and so that was part of the thing. And a couple guys came and it didn't work out, and then another guy came and he didn't work out, and then finally it all came together with this band. I don't know how long you've been coming here, but with Keith and Dave, they were kind of the pieces of the puzzle that made everything click.
That's kind of funny. We came within about a month of each other.
Right. They had the drummer left. He quit. Our bass player, who still comes back every once in a while.
He'll be doing the CCR show on June 26th.
which, by the way, has got a bunch of tickets sold. So if you're interested in coming to see Kevin, he's doing a CCR show the last Saturday of June, is it, Dangerous? That show's almost sold out.
28th, I'm sorry, June 28th.
So that's kind of how it happened, but I always have to give credit to the bosses for letting me go get these guys. You know, that's all I've ever done is play music. Been kicking around forever. I've known Keith and of Keith for probably 30 years. And it just took a while to get the right guys here and everything, but it works because we have something nobody else has, and that's what we have to have for people to come and see the band. I'm not taking away from anything anybody else does, but they let me go get some of the top players in the country, and that's what makes the difference.
Funny story about Saturday with End of the Innocents. The keyboard player is a real good guitar player also, and we when the bands come, usually if it's somebody that we haven't seen either in a while or brand new, you know, we introduce ourselves and we kind of pal around, you know, showing each other our gear and stuff like that, and you know we.
Like kids.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, like, you know, look at my toys, you know. So the guitar player or the keyboard player, we were sitting there visiting, and you know, Keith and I were showing him our guitars and our amps and stuff like that, and then we're sitting back there talking, and Bobby's telling stories, you know, of the old days back with, you know, Confederate Railroad and Sawyer Brown and stuff like that, and they were talking about, you know, resumes. And I tell the keyboard player, I said, well, if you want to see an impressive resume, you need to see our bass player Keith's resume. I said, you know, Keith Horn's played with just about everybody. And he got this look in his face like, that's Keith Horn?
Yeah.
And
he did.
it was completely, he's like, oh my God, I got to get something for him to sign.
Yeah, that happened. That's happened more than once. A couple guys have come back here.
He had no idea who Keith, I mean, he knew who Keith was, but he didn't realize that was that same Keith.
That was a Keith Horn, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty classic moment.
And we'll take a question. And we have, you know, all these guys come here, and they're awesome. They're, you know, that's what they do. I need to stick up for my guys by saying that most of the people that come here are touring bands, touring acts, which means they play a show. They play the same show. They play the same 20 songs every night and probably been doing it for years. So they should be good. We don't have that luxury. You know, we have to learn new songs all the time, all the time.
We could do that, but then we would have ticket sales dropping very quickly.
We learn 3 to 4, sometimes up to 5 songs a week just for Friday Night Live. New songs every Friday Night Live to plug things in.
And actually, the song I'm picking up this week is because of last Tuesday's show. We were talking about.
Yeah. So we get songs come along, we go, hey, let's play that song. So we play that. But I also, you know, my guys are all good, but every one of these guys are really, really competitive, and they're not going to come out here and lay down. They're going to come out here. So these acts, when they come in there, they better bring their A game, because if they don't, you know, they'll go home with their backside up on their shoulders. Okay, question out there on a couple of questions. Come on, bring it on, Captain.
Okay, the first one is for Fast Eddie.
Oh, boy, it must be a lawyer.
From David Fox. What's up with Fast Eddie? He's got ears today.
Ears.
Oh, your hair looks like a redneck from Alabama. You got
Can't see.
Did you get a mullet, or did you just got your hair pulled back behind your ears?
I was just in a rush, just washed it and ran. Oh, I got the gel in it, of course. You got to have the gel. Let me take a look and see how.
We thought you was getting the old Mississippi mud flap.
Yeah, you're looking like you got that Mississippi mud flap haircut. So that's what it looks like.
Thanks a lot, Dana. I love you.
Next question. Sorry, Dana.
Yeah, moving on. Karen DeVries, Eddie and I both want country bumpkin Cal Smith.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Cal Smith's dead. What do you want me to do? What?
So is Neon
We can't bring him in.
We can't bring him in. He's dead.
Brooks and Dunn is still touring. What are you talking about?
I think they want you to play the song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Walked into the bar and placed his lanky frame upon an old bar stool. Yeah. Hey, Eddie, I got something to tell you that you're going to love. I don't generally watch American Idol. As a matter of fact, I never do.
I know you're headed with
But so listen. So my wife talked me into watching it. And so we watched it. Well, we're a little bit behind. So, but we're catching up, so we watch it. And, you know, it's okay. It is what it is. The main thing I noticed is every one of those people got up there. I didn't know any of those songs they sang. And they all sing the same kind of songs. It's all starts down low here. And then at the end, they're screaming. And I hate that stuff. But there was a kid on there, some guy that was kind of a cowboy dude that sang real good. I can't remember his name. But anyway, he gets right to the finals, to him and one other guy. Which was cool because he sang a bunch of country stuff. He sang Randy Travis songs and he sang Alan Jackson songs, and he's really, really good. You know, he's really good. But he loses to this other guy, and Eddie, you know what damn song he sang? Neon Moon.
It cost him the
I'm
championship.
glad I missed that.
It
I
cost
must have
him,
been.
yeah.
Oh,
I said, if you would have just
there you
listened to
go.
my buddy
Yeah,
Eddie,
there you go.
Eddie who hates Neon Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, so.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I'm glad I didn't
No,
see
it's
that.
a-
I would have walked out of the room anyway.
It just came on. I don't know if the finals have even aired. It must have aired. They have aired because I've seen it on Facebook. But on TV where I am, it's this last week. Yeah, and he sang Neon Moon, and he lost. But see, I like that kind of stuff.
have a
The other-
question.
The other stuff I don't like. Yes, sir. Question. Good morning.
Lee from the Villages. And
Hi, Lynn.
I loaned you that book,
Yeah.
Saving the Opry, and I think you'll find a lot of information about the old opera.
Yeah, this
And
looks really
A
interesting.
good portion of that, Bobby, would be a possible candidate for Thursday night. Lori Gill, I can't find a current number for her. But if some of your listeners or your viewers know anything about Lori, she might be available to you to fill one of those gaps for Thursday night. I'll be here,
Yeah.
and I would love to see her, and I think a lot of other people would too.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the pictures here. There's Daryl and Suzanne, and there's our girl Jeannie Seeley. when was this? Was this book published in 2010? Yes. Is that what it said?
Yes,
yeah.
it is. It's in the front of it there.
Yeah. Well, see, I should do my homework, but you know, I came here in 2018, and Roger and Heather were already here when I got here. So I know that there was a lady, I see her name here, named Estelle, that owned it before that. But then
Yes.
was there somebody else before that?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, there's
there
a
was
couple
a lot
guys
of people when this place was just an auditorium and a basketball court. in
No,
River
there's
City.
somebody else started it.
Yeah, I
Somebody else
don't
started
think
before
Estelle started it.
Oh, there's a lot of
Yeah.
history about somebody took off with all the money and took the
Oh, that was Fast Eddie.
instruments.
No, that was before
That
my
was-
time.
But
That's just
you'll
awesome.
find a lot of history there. It's quite interesting in the early days, and it's thanks to you and Roger and Heather, it's turned out to be a wonderful place.
It's a destination.
It's a destination. It's where you need to come. That's what I say all the time. They need to make T-shirts. Come to the Orange Blossom Opry. You'll be glad you did. Everybody, you know, be glad to hear. All right. Thank you all. Another question on Facebook. Come on. Oh, yeah. Well, I know that.
So, Suzanne Reynolds, good morning, Bobby. I would love to see you guys put a tell-all show together. Well, maybe not tell-all. Was past experiences and how you got to where you are. You have a lot of talent up there, and they've been a lot of places, I'm sure.
You know, I did a thing here once, a long time ago. That was the life and times of me. And man, I'm a humble guy. You guys don't want to know all that stuff, but you know, maybe it's something we could mess with. What's happened is right now is they book so many national and outside acts that we don't have time. That's what we do. Our thing is Friday Night Live. I guess we could get up there on Friday Night Live and talk about ourselves, but none of us like to do that.
I still like the idea of us coming up and doing a Friday Night Live of nothing but the music of artists that we've played with.
Yeah, we could do that sometime.
That'd be great. We could do some Lone Star and Ricochet and Sawyer Brown and
Or
Confederate Road.
George.
I could do.
Only problem is that with me, most of the artists that I've worked with are females. Like I work with Julie Reeves. And
Well, we could get girls to sing. Let's get a girl to sing. That'd
Yeah.
be okay.
we could do that.
Yeah,
But
that's an
that'd be
idea.
fun,
Maybe we could do that. My first big guy that I ever played with was Leroy Van Dyke.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and
Walk on by.
I think I got the gig because I could drive the bus. He had one of those. Remember, they only made them in 57, 58, and 59, and they were made. I guess it'd be by General Motors. I don't know who made them, but they're called scenic cruisers. So the front of the bus is low like this, and it goes back 10 feet maybe, and then it flies up in the air, and then it goes way back. It goes all the way to Mars. And the thing is, they were scenic cruisers because the people could sit up in the top. They had windows in them, and they toured across the country. And that one of Leroy's, I'm surprised it made it out of the county. But they're you know this, they're old double clutching things. They all had those 8V90, 8V92 or 6V92.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit diesels in them. And I could drive one. So I think that's how I got the job. I could play guitar, but that was my first gig. You say, man, you can't drive bus by any chance, can you? I said, as a matter of fact, I can.
You know, speaking of classic buses, you know, a lot of these artists will come in and they'll have their beautiful Prevost or Van Hool's, you know, these really nice big modern buses. Did you see John Conley's bus? He's rocking the old Silver Eagle, boy.
Yeah, still have the Silver Eagle. I've owned several buses. When we were in Sawyer Brown, I had 2 of them, and man, and then when I was at Confederate Railroad, they had a bus. Man, their bus was old, so I bought my own bus and drove around. But let me tell you something, man. Owning a tour bus is like owning an old classic car. You might as well you can own one of those, or you could take your car that you have, drive down the road, and just throw $100 bills out the window. Because every time I stop at that bus, you know, it's $1,000, $1,500.
Well, you know, you've got a bigger money pit than a bus right now. You've got horses.
Yeah.
And something else.
Yeah. That's what they. But hey, here's a cool thing though. That yesterday, I've been struggling. You guys don't want to hear about my health problems, but I don't have too many. But not like Eddie. You know, his are more. Well, STD stuff doesn't really.
Mine's more organic.
Yeah, yours is more self-induced. That's different. Mine's just, anyway, so my shoulder's just killing me, and I can only get these shots every so often. And don't send in any remedies about, hey, Bobby, do this. Because, listen, I've done and I've heard everything. It's like the same thing with my hands. I've been up and down and back and forth. Anyway, so I get to get my shot yesterday. I go in. My doctor's a great guy, man. He's a great big. He probably was a linebacker at some point. Big old dude. And so he said, "What? You know, are you guys still playing every night?" And I said, "No, we've slowed down to about 3 and 4 days a week now." And he said, "That's slowed down." And I said, "Well, you know, for us it is. Do you do anything else?" And I said, "Well, you know, I walk a lot and I'm pretty active around the ranch. I don't. I'm not on an exercise program right now, but I shovel a lot of that." And which every day, in the morning and at night, or if it's not in the morning, a lot at night. And he said, "I've diagnosed you with your problem. I figured out what's wrong." And I said, "Well, what?" And he said, "You're living the lifestyle of a 52-year-old man in a 72-year-old body." And I went, "Well, yeah." So anyway, but I got the shot yesterday, and I'm good. I'm getting ready for our motorcycle trip, but man.
Okay, so back to Mike.
Mike went out and bought a new motorcycle, everybody.
What?
Yeah.
You know Karen's watching this, right?
Yeah. Well, she didn't know.
Didn't know.
She knows now. And it wasn't a Honda, Eddie. He bought a real motorcycle.
Well, yeah, you know, I'll go there.
Well, here's what happened.
I'm going to be nice to Mike, even though I think it was a very bad move, but yeah. Go ahead.
He thinks he should have bought a Honda. Well, what happened was Mike and I went to Warhorse, and I was getting some work done on my bike, and that's where they get you, see?
Yeah.
You don't have anything to do, so let's go in, and what do we do? Look at motorcycles. And then those guys, they're on you, man.
They're sharks.
Yeah, those salesmen, they're awful, you know. They should, I hope there's a special place in hell for those people. For car salesmen, motorcycle salesmen, and booking agents. I hope they're all in the same place because they're all just full of everything and they just blah, blah. Anyway, so Mike and I were right on the fence there. I almost bought a bike and so did he. And I said, we're going to go to lunch. And so Mike and I went to lunch and talked each other out of it. And that day, it was probably, what, $70,000 or $80,000 we saved?
Yeah, I think it was around there. But
yeah, somewhere around 70 grand or 80 grand we saved by not buying them. And then Mike ran off and forgot to take me as his sponsor or his support unit. And then
so,
the guy
Karen,
got
it's all Bobby's fault.
Yeah,
it's not my fault at all.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But it's put a lot of pressure on me now because I'm the guy in the group that's got the most miles on my motorcycle. Do you know how many Dan has on his? Do you know?
He's at 60.
Oh, is he? He's
yeah,
up
but
there.
Yeah, I think he's right around 60, but he's been staring at something else that he likes.
Oh, no. Oh,
And the
no.
pressure's on him now.
And let me tell you something. They razz us about buying guitars all the time and everything, and which we do. It's a lot cheaper than a motorcycle. Them
I should have
motorcycles.
bought a guitar.
You could have bought 20 guitars, 10 guitars. All right, anyway, moving along to May 30th at the end of the month. Tomorrow is May 21st, everybody. That's my anniversary. I've made it 2 years, y'all. How about that? That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And no nights on the couch, no nights out in the barn. Still welcome at the house when I come home at night, and that's awesome. So May 31st, and I can't tell you what I got my wife until next time we're here, because she drops in once in a while. Anyway, May 31st is Live and Let Die, the music of Paul McCartney. I talked to Tony yesterday. That's always a great show. He's always good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, those guys are really good. They're awesome. And then we go back to these Thursday. It looks to me like we have a Simon and Garfunkel tribute show coming in June. Actually, pretty busy in June. You know that Van Morrison show. I think it sold out last year, and it'll probably sell out again this year. I didn't think there would be that many fans of Van Morrison.
Oh, people don't realize how many hits Van Morrison had.
Yeah, well, other than Brown Eyed Girl, what did they have?
Gloria was the early one for him. You know,
GLORI,
Into the Mystic. He wrote, Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? That everybody in the world's covered. Van Morrison.
Yeah, I didn't
was the
realize
first.
till last year how many songs he had written. It
Wow.
was pretty impressive.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
And then Meatloaf was here. That guy was awesome, but it looks like it's sold off. Is that a typographical error there?
Yeah, that was last year it sold out.
Last year
so
they
it's
sold
still,
out.
Yeah,
There's
year
still
they-
a few
yeah.
tickets available.
Oh, sold out last year. Is that a typographical error, or is that how they spell that?
No, that's how they spell
yeah.
it.
He
You,
spells it
you
like
meet
that.
the loaf.
Meet the loaf. All right, I'm going to let that one go. Moving on. Kevin Kingston, CCR show, our former bass player, and it's the last show before our summer break. And we'll be off the whole month of July. And I had a lady send in a complaint. It's more of a joke than anything, but when we do these shows on Thursday, you know, those people have about, I don't know, 200 or 300 songs to pick from. And I will say, just because we're an all-guy band, we might be a little light on girl songs, but no, there's quite a few songs in there. Well, it's always somebody sings Crazy. There was one time we played Crazy every Thursday. Somebody else singing Crazy. And it's, do you know the crazy story? The good story? Here's the great story is Eddie, there's a guy who was married to a girl singer, and they're traveling in Texas, and they got a little bit of drugs on them because they're musicians, and that's what they do, I guess. They get pulled over, and the police throw them in jail, and the next morning they said, listen, we're really trying to crack down on drugs here in the state of Texas. We don't put up with that, and you both have been sentenced to the firing squad. So they go out there, and they put both these people up against a pole to the firing squad, and the guy says, you know what, this is Texas, and so we're going to let the lady, you know, do you have a request? You could have one last request. And she says, man, I'd like to sing Crazy one more time. And then they looked at the guitar player and said, and do you have a request? And he said,
Shoot me
Shoot me first. So that's how we are about Crazy. Well, anyway, some lady came to the, and bless your heart, I'm so sorry. I was as nice as I could be to her. But she said, I came there just to hear Patsy Cline, and you made fun of Patsy Cline. You didn't sing any Patsy Cline. You know, I didn't sing Patsy Cline because I told our boss that if you'll give us the whole month of July off,
Sold out.
we won't play. We won't play Crazy. So I sold out. I did. I sold out. But I got the whole month of July off, but I can't play Crazy for the rest of the year.
Well, and besides, we have a new show coming up on Thursdays after the break anyway.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I'll say. Don't play Crazy. All right. I told you about this sometime. We talked about doing a record album of songs we all hate. And, of course, Eddie, yours would be Neon Moon. And yours, Dangerous?
You know, there's just songs that I'm tired of playing. It's not necessarily that I hate them. Because
Yeah,
I
I
don't really
think-
hate any song. If it was going to be a song I hated, it'd be like some kind of Diddy or
Oh, yeah.
Jay-Z or something
No,
like
I
that.
pretty much hate Neon Moon. Yeah, we could do it to a beat of play that funky music maybe.
Yeah.
Talk to Keith. He'll work it up.
I can't remember the first words to it. We'll try it. Well, I have songs that I dislike. And I disliked them when they came on the radio. I didn't like. I never that song, "Toes in the Water, Ass in the Sand." I never liked that song. I cussed probably more than I should, but still, I never liked that song.
Oh, I like
and then I didn't like Wagon Wheel, when it come on, and so you don't. Play, and as a musician, like you said, you have to play those things all the time. And if you just get in a position, some guy was yapping at me about Orange Blossom Special on the fiddle. So when I first came here, whoever was here then, Daryl and Suzanne,
Yeah.
every night you opened with Orange Blossom Special. Every show, didn't matter what it was. I'm up there playing Orange. Now, I've been playing Orange Blossom Special since I've been in 7th grade. So I want to play Orange Blossom Special as much as I want to have a root canal with no Novocaine. So that's kind of how some of that goes. But, you do it. But we play a lot of stuff that, just got to play what the people like, right? Dangerous?
Absolutely.
Right. We play Sweet Home Alabama. I don't hate Sweet Home Alabama, though.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't hate these songs. It's just you get tired of, but you played them so many times that
Yeah.
it's like I mean, how can you hate a Merle Haggard song but Silver Wings?
Oh, yeah.
If I never play Silver Wings again, it'll
But
be
you hear the audience reaction when you hear that. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh
the
yeah,
audience just,
every time.
It's never gonna end.
And Your Mama Don't Dance. That's another one that you just you play it every once a week for your entire life, but every time you kick it off, people like it.
I saw a thing on Facebook with Ed King, and Ed King had just joined the Sawyer,
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner just joined Leonard Skinner, and said they had this house they used to practice at. It's called the Hot House for whatever reason, and he said he was just over there playing his guitar, just playing that riff on his guitar, and Ronnie Van Zant said, "Don't lose that, keep playing that," and so Ed kept playing it, and he said within that long, Ronnie Van Zant wrote out the words, and Ed said I did into the chorus and like that. And he said, when they finished, I can't remember what it was. He said, but there's right there's our rambling man. Because they were kind of competing against the Allman Brothers back then in those days. He said, there's our rambling man. So they wrote that song just like that. And I remember asking Rosington one time, when you played that back, did you guys think, oh my God, this is and he said, no, we didn't know. We knew it was good, but he said some other things, but I can't tell you what that was. But just like that, that's how quickly that happened. Another guy that got credited for writing a song from a guitar lick was Joe Walsh, because he said he was in his dressing room playing the beginning of Life in the Fast Lane just on the guitar, just as a warm-up exercise, something he made up. And said Henley came in, or Fry, one of them went, "What is that?" And he said, "Well, nothing." And it ends up being Life in the Fast Lane. I got to just shut that guy down. He'll be okay. All right. Anyway, any more questions we have? We're still moving along here. I'm wait for that guy to go. It's my mom, and I just told her, "Mom, never call me again." I talked to my mom. Hey, you want to know something? I got to tell you something funny. My mom's 92 years old. And bless her heart, she's blind. But this is a crazy story. But I saw this thing on Facebook with some guy that's neck was like this. He had some kind of thing. And all of a sudden, I flashed back to my childhood and remember really as a young boy, our next door neighbor had his head was like that. I remember that. So I called my mom, 92. And I say, "Mom, do you remember that boy that lived next door to us?" We lived down in a place called Goat Hill that was, people had dirt floors and outdoor johns. And just like that, my mom goes, "Oh yeah, that was Tommy Colson, and his mom was so-and-so, and he was married, and his dad was married, Bob," just like that, brashing them all off. And I said, "Well, how come his neck was like that? What was up there?" She said he had rickets. You ever hear of rickets? I never heard of that before. Have you had rickets, Eddie? You've had everything else.
No.
No, okay.
No. That's a Michigan thing.
Probably is. Probably is. But anyway, my mom I just sit there listening to her go on about, that's 60 years ago or more, and just sharp as a tack. Awesome. All right, I guess we covered everything here that's going on now because we're going to do a summer break.
But we need to cover what's coming up after the break
Well,
because, like I
yeah.
said, the tickets went on sale today.
Yeah, tell them about it, Dangerous. What's going on?
Make sure to buy your tickets either online through the app or come down here to the box office.
Or couldn't they just call Lori? Can we just not give them
let's
Lori's
give her
cell number?
cell number.
1-800.
No, we've got some incredible shows coming up. The very first show back, besides us, we have the Boys in the Band coming back for 2 shows.
Yeah, Alabama.
Which is, an incredible Alabama tribute.
I hate to interrupt, Dave, but what do you mean, notwithstanding you? The very first show back is what everybody is really concerned about.
Is it us?
The very first show back is what?
Very first show.
Friday Night Live.
Yeah. People have seen that show.
Not like this, they haven't.
But Keith, when he comes back, I asked him. Keith is an incredible bass player, and he's done a lot of sessions for different artists. He's been on several Trisha Yearwood records, and he did a session for Alabama one time. Yeah. And Teddy Gentry, the bass player from Alabama, they went through several different instruments, and they couldn't get the sound exactly right. So Teddy asked Keith to play his bass, which is the old 1977 Music Man that was on all those classic records. And immediately that was the sound they were looking for. So Keith plays the record, and when the session's done, Teddy puts it in a case and hands it to Keith and says, "Here, I want you to have this."
Yeah.
And gave Keith that original Music Man bass. So I asked Keith to bring it back just to show it off to them Alabama guys.
Yeah. Is he bringing it back?
Yeah, he is. And actually, Keith is going to be buying an original 77 Stingray when he gets back to Virginia, too. A friend of his has a first-year Music Man Stingray that he's going to be buying.
But he needs another guitar. We all do.
But then after Alabama, we have our buddy Dr. Carl's coming back.
Yep. On August 9th, Dr. Carl will be here for one show
Just
and
one
one
show.
show only.
Mm-hmm. And then we have a new George Strait tribute coming in on August 16th. He's from Canada, but we won't hold that against him.
Yeah. Do you know anything about him?
I don't. Actually, he looks just like George Strait, so hopefully he sounds just like him, too.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 shows on August 16th.
And our buddy Sean Gerhardt's coming back on the 23rd, bringing the Garth Brooks tribute back.
Yep. Eddie's favorite coming up on the 30th.
On the 30th, we have a new, it's called Shania Twin.
Yeah. She look like Shania Twain?
She looks a lot like her.
She looks good, that's all that matters. Yeah.
Well, geez, Eddie, why don't you step out there and tell us what you think?
Yeah.
And also in August, we have our new dates for our Classic Country show.
Yeah, now, are those, is that when they're going to happen? 10, 14? Yeah, because we're moving our Classic Country show to Sunday afternoons. And we all thought that maybe that'd be better.
Makes it a little more convenient, I think. Instead of a Thursday evening, put it on a Sunday afternoon. That way you can come to the Classic Country show and then have you a barbecue afterwards.
Well, it's also hard. Our band can play for days, but it's a little bit of a strain to play Thursday night and do all this music and then change and metamorphosize, which is a big word, into this band for Friday night. So
not a lot of people come in person, but I know online people will be watching. And Thursday night show and Friday night show are completely different. There won't be any duplicate songs.
Yeah, we don't play it.
To be able to do that consistently with and also from one Thursday to the next Thursday, there's no repeat songs or very few repeat songs. So, it can be quite a bit of work, when you're putting, a 30-song show together every other week.
Correct.
And then putting a completely different 30-song show together every week for the next day.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it'll work out good on Sundays. We'll see.
Sundays is going to be awesome.
Sunday afternoons, and it's going to run all the way up into November till we start our Christmas shows, and that's good. I got a buddy that's coming here, y'all, and Nathan's not here, but Nathan and I recorded a record on this guy, and how the Grammys work is you have to be nominated for something that puts you in contention for a Grammy. So here's all the things we're looking at that could be nominated for a Grammy, which is a difficult group to get in, and then you are nominated for a Grammy, and then you win or you don't win. And that's kind of how that works. And Tommy, we got into the group where he was in contention for being nominated for a Grammy off the song Nathan and I did. He's unbelievable. He's the best. Who's the guy that sang for Journey? Steve Perry?
Steve Perry.
He's the best Steve Perry I've ever heard. He's unbelievable.
Oh, speaking of Steve Perry, did you see that he's in the news recently?
You know.
Yeah, Steve Perry recut the song
Faithfully, wasn't it?
Faithfully? Yeah, as a duet.
With?
Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Willie's dead, isn't he?
No, he's got a brand new album. Willie just released in his 90s, just released a brand new album like a week ago.
And one of it's a duet with Steve Perry doing the Journey song Faithfully.
Listen, I saw that show of Willie not too long ago, and the Willie show and Weekend at Bernie's had a lot of similarities. I'm just telling you. There were similarities there, all right?
Well, to get back on track, though, that September 6th is the 80s Rock Show with your buddy Tommy. And that kicks off our Rockin' the OBO series.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be awesome because starting in September, we have some incredible rock and roll tribute shows coming in.
And, well, there's a bunch of them. Allman Brothers Tribute Show, Linda
Steel and
Ronstadt, Springsteen. Now, you suppose if this Springsteen guy comes, you suppose if he starts mouthing off, you all get up and smack him in the teeth?
Well, I think this guy's going to have more sense to just go ahead and sing the songs instead of talking.
Yeah, just don't talk about politics. But did y'all see where he fell down? That was funny. Yeah, Springsteen fell. He went running up on stage and did the big face plant. Whap.
Of course, the last trip to the Ryman was almost.
I'm telling you, I thank the Lord every day for that, because I would have probably never came back here. I probably would have just said, "Take me to the hospital," and then
Bobby was half a step away from face planting on the Opry stage or on the Ryman stage.
September 27th, then Bruce Springsteen. We promise no politics. So we'll have Roger put it in the contract because Bruce had some good music. You got to agree with that, right? Born in the
fantastic.
USA. Come on, man, that's good stuff, right? I mean, he had some good music.
Rosalita, Dancing in the Dark, some great songs.
Right, but why does he got to be such an ass? What's the matter with him? Anyway, so we'll make sure that there's no politics at the Bruce Springsteen tribute show here.
October 4th is going to be a show that I am really looking forward to.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, Artemis Pyle will be here.
Artemis Pyle Band, and for anybody that doesn't realize, Artemis Pyle was the drummer for Leonard Skinner.
Was he the first guy, or was he?
He was
after
the second
Burns?
guy.
He was after
Bob Burns, but he was on all the big hits.
Yeah, Burns was on
Sweet Home.
Sweet Home, right?
But that was the only record that Bob played on.
Oh, and then I wonder what happened. Did he quit, fired, or what? Don't know.
I don't think he could keep up physically.
Yeah,
I think they were touring so heavily that he just exhausted himself.
Well, look at Eddie. We carry his butt every day.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know this, but Bo Bice is the lead singer in the Artemis Pyle Band. You all remember Bo Bice from? Wasn't he like one of the first American Idol?
He actually got second to Carrie Underwood.
Yep.
Oh, that's what his claim to fame was?
The year that Carrie Underwood won, Bo Bice was second place.
Oh, I got it. And then after that, is that when he got the endorsement with Krispy Kreme donuts?
I don't know.
Oh, because I don't know that for a fact. I just saw his promo picture, and he must have some kind of endorsement. All right, Bo.
I don't know where that went, but left field.
That's okay. He was an awesome singer, though. I remember that. And so that'll be an awesome show.
Yeah.
I'm just picking on him because he's from Alabama. All right, that'll be...
October 4th is the Artemis Pyle Band.
That show will sell out. So
yeah, absolutely.
Then we have a ZZ Top tribute band. Somebody told me they're friends with them, with the ZZ Top guys. Somebody I know said, "Hey, Blow, so-and-so's coming to the Opry," but now I can't remember who that was. And then the ELO tribute, lots of tribute shows.
The ZZ Top tribute, Thunderbeard. My brother's seen them, and he said that they're really, really good.
Yeah, better than Dougie.
I don't know about that.
They better have their game on, because Dougie will come out here and he's not fooling. October, more of the same kind of behavior with the Moody Blues, and somebody told me there's a couple guys of the original members of the Moody Blues.
A couple guys, original guys from 10cc. are in that group.
Ah.
What's 10cc?
10cc.
Sounds like a
I'm Not
medical.
in Love. You'd know 10cc. I played them on. It was on this week's soundtrack.
Wasn't Frampton in 10cc?
10cc.
Yeah, wasn't Frampton in there originally?
I don't know.
Frampton or Rick Derringer? I don't remember.
No. Yeah, probably Derringer, not Frampton.
I don't remember, but 10cc was a very famous band in the early 70s that had several big
Yeah,
hits.
the things we do for love.
Yeah, that was 10cc.
Oh, yeah. Eddie, don't sing. Okay. Hotel California.
If you think my singing's bad, you should see my dancing.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Okay, anyway, Hotel California, they sell out, man. If you're going to come and see them,
Two
you
shows
better
for
get
them.
Yep.
2 days, rather.
29th and 30th. Hey, we don't have Halloween. We're not working on Halloween, Eddie. What are you going to do for that? You always dress up with that Halloween stuff.
I'll have to do it on one of your shows just to surprise you. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Come out in like August.
Yeah. Tom Petty tribute band, Bon Jovi tribute band, Santana.
Soul Sacrifice. Those guys are amazing.
And then the Rocket Man will be back. They were great. They were awesome. And then we are into Christmas already. How did that happen?
What?
Yeah. Right now, the way I feel, if I never play another Christmas song, it'll be too soon. But when we get back,
we have one more question real quick.
when we get back from,
we could do all comedy Christmas songs.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah. that'd
Yes,
be-
ma'am. Your name and where you're from?
I'm from Ocklawaha. My name is Faye Perry.
Hi.
Hi. I'm wondering two things, if I might. One, Kenny Evans, will he be coming?
No. Yeah. No, he's coming back. Yeah, you got to speak right in that microphone, hon. Don't be afraid of it. Look right down the throat like I am, like that. Okay, is Kenny Evans coming back? Do we have him booked in here, Roger? At some point, I didn't see him when we were going, but I think it's after the next year, right? March
In
or something?
26, yeah.
Yeah, he's coming back in 26. He'll keep doing that Brooks and Dunn thing as long as y'all keep showing up.
Oh, I like the 50s and 60s he does. It's really good at it.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
One more question. then
Sure.
I'll get off.
No, you're
the
fine.
steel drivers. Will we ever get the steel drivers here?
You know, that's a good question. Can we afford the steel drivers? I don't know what they are now. I don't
either.
They're, Chris Stapleton used to be in the steel drivers.
do know
Now he's not. I don't know. That'd be
I
something to
followed
look
them
into.
everywhere, all over Tennessee, all over Florida. I sure would like it if they could come and sing for us here.
Well, we'll have to try that out.
Yeah, we'll look into it and see about it. How's that? Okay. Yeah, they're awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've seen them
Bobby.
once.
Sir.
Hey, just so you know, you are working on Halloween. You have a Friday Night Live on October 31st.
Oh, Friday Night Live on October 31st.
Oh, boy. That's
Okay.
not going to be good.
I think I'll dress up like a guitar player.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah. So that we had this contest a couple years ago, and my buddy Mike dressed up like me, and I even thought it was me. And he won the contest, and he said people were talking to him out in the lobby and out in the parking lot and thought it was me. It's pretty funny. So that was.
So that's where those rumors came from.
Yeah, the stories.
That's where that came from. Well, anyway, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll have some fun. But lots of great things going on at the Orange Blossom Opry. To all you folks who are here this morning and everybody that comes here, God bless you all, man, for coming out here and supporting live music. And we try to put on good shows. We try to be lighthearted, funny, and just we're all having a blast. And thank you all for always showing up and coming out, because it's always a lot of fun.
Getting back to today, make sure you go out and get your tickets for Thursday night show. It's not going to be quite as packed as we were originally hoping, but we do have some fantastic female vocalists coming in. Brenda Alaya from our Golden Star contest will be performing. We have some great singers coming in. We're going to be doing some really cool songs.
Yeah, because I spent all day yesterday calling all of them.
But yeah, make sure you get your tickets for that, and don't forget to come out Saturday and see our buddy George. George Trillinger is going to be out here Saturday, and that's going to be a fun show.
Yep.
So,
hey, there's other things I just noticed too. The Tin Roof Cafe, is that what that place is called out there? They got the best chicken salad in town. We have the best ice cream, period.
Yes.
None, bar none, Davey. You kind of got me on the chocolate cab. I was on strawberry for a while. Ice cold beer and wine and ice cream. If you've never had a draft beer float with ice cream and draft beer, try that. It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, Michigan thing, right?
Michigan thing. No, Michigan thing is In heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink. That's what that is.
You know, Keith was telling Chef Chris that why he doesn't ever make the chicken salad for us for dinner back there.
Yeah, I know. The chicken salad sandwiches out there are awesome, but we never get them. Now, you know what we're getting Friday? Because Chef Chris, we have a chef. We're spoiled.
Dave,
So
you
we have
can't have it. There's nuts in it.
What?
Yeah, there's nuts in it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, well.
Too bad.
Forget that then.
No, I didn't know that. Chef Chris won't be here Friday because he's always here, but he's going to a graduation for his daughter. And so Friday Night Live, if you come in, we're all a little depressed just because all we're getting is pizza. So.
Oh, that's good pizza, though. That's Star Wars.
Yeah, where do
pizza.
they get the pizza from?
Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought they were doing Little Caesars.
I don't know.
Hot and ready.
I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, no.
All right,
You gotta
everybody,
have
unless
that
anybody's
salad.
got any questions, we're going to run. God bless you all. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out with us. Thanks for supporting the Orange Blossom Opry. God bless the United States of America. And come and see us at the Orange Blossom Opry. And why is that?
You'll be
glad you did.
Down in Wursdale under them southern skies, there's a place where the music lives and never dies. Family owned with a heart so true, they're serving up country, rock and blues. Bobby Randall standing tall and proud, leading the charge, working up the crowd. With Dangerous Dave on the 6-string fire, melting hearts like a funeral pyre. It's the sound of soul and the beat of the land, with a house band tighter than a gospel band. Cowboy Chris on the keys going wild, Keith Horn's bass got the whole place riled. Dougie on steel, man, he plays it all, while Randy bangs the skins with a smile for y'all. It's more than a stage, it's a southern groove where the family of staff keeps it all running smooth. Yeah. Now Chris the chef's got the whole place fed with smoked up flavor and fresh baked bread. Roger and Heather do their part, they bring it all together with love from their hearts. From the door to the lights to the folks you see, they all work hard like family should be. They don't just book acts, they build a home where a song can heal and a soul can roam. Yeah, it's the sound of soul and the beat of the land, with a house band tighter than a gospel band. Cowboy Chris on the keys, bringing the heat. Keith Horn's bass, knocking folks off their feet. Dougie's got the steel, crying sweet and strong. And Randy's got that backbeat rolling all night long. It's more than a gig, it's a family groove, where every night they've got something to prove. From the boot scooting couples to the rocking chairs, from the young guns smiling to the silver hair, you feel the love in every chord they play. It's a home for the heart and the soul each day. So come on down to where the good times roll, where the band plays loud and the beer flows cold, with Bobby at the helm and the gang in gear. It's the best damn show you'll see all year. They play it proud, they play it smooth, with a family spirit that you can't remove. It's the Orange Blossom beat, and it's all alive in Waresdale, Florida, where the music never dies. Yeah, in Waresdale, Florida, the heart of the South still plays with pride.